Dear readers, have you ever been to a movie where the music tells you what is going to happen next? You might hear creepy music and know that something scary is going to happen, or you might hear cheerful, happy music right before something good happens. Well, today I want to teach you that books also give you clues that something bad or something good is about to happen. When you're reading, pay attention to the feeling you get when you read a book and use those clues to predict what might happen next. Love, Miss Cortade. Let me show you what I mean with a couple of books. So our first book is it's called The Stories Julian Tells. And in the first chapter, Julian and his brother Huey eat some pudding that his father tells them to leave alone. Now, while I read this, I want you to think about what feelings do you get when I read this? And think about those feelings and use it to predict what might happen next. Look, said my father out in the kitchen, a wonderful pudding. Where is the pudding? My mother said. Where are you boys? My father said. His voice went through every crack and corner of the house. We felt like two leaves in a storm. Where are you? I said. My father's voice was booming. Huey whispered to me, I'm scared. We heard my father walking slowly through the rooms. Huey, he called. Julian. We could see his feet. He was coming into our room. He lifted the bedspread. There was his face. And his eyes like black lightning. He grabbed us by the legs and pulled. Stand up, he said. We stood. Think about the feeling that you're getting from that excerpt I read, and now predict what might happen next. Now, the feeling I'm getting from this is a little scared. I see those boys look scared. The words said that they were scared. They did something that their father told them not to, and I'm feeling that the father is really angry. And I know that when fathers get really angry, sometimes a punishment is coming. So I can use the feelings I get from the words and from the picture in this story, and I can predict that a punishment might be coming next. Now let's try that with a different book. This book is called Ish by Peter H. Reynolds. Now in this story, there's a boy named Ramon, and he loves to draw, but then his brother laughs at his drawings, and Ramon feels really, really sad. But he finds out that his sister likes his drawings. Now let's read this, and now think about the feelings you get from the parts that I'm reading and predict what might happen next. This is one of my favorites, Marisol said, pointing. That was supposed to be a vase of flowers, Ramon said, but it doesn't look like one. Well, it looks vase-ish, she exclaimed. Vase-ish? Ramon looked closer. Then he studied the drawings on Marisol's walls and began to see them in a whole new way. They do look ish, he said. Ramon felt light and energized. Thinking ishly allowed his ideas to flow freely. He began to draw what he felt, loose lines quickly sprigging out without worry. Now, this story definitely makes me feel different things than in the last story. I don't feel anger. I don't feel scared. Think about the feelings that you get and predict what might happen next in this story. Yeah, so in this story, I feel some happiness. I feel like Ramon is not worrying anymore, and I feel like the rest of the story is going to be a happy story. Maybe he's going to keep producing art. Maybe he'll have an art show. What do you think? All right, boys and girls. So, today and every day when you read, I want you to pay attention to the feeling you get when you read a book and use those clues to predict what might happen next.